So what we did is we closed it and we got the bridge done in an accelerated 16-month delivery. Additionally, we found more threatened and endangered species and mussels and relocated them safely than pretty much any project in the region in this area. So not only was it a constructive success for VDOT and the state, but also environmentally was a great project and success for the
What was the total budget?
The total budget on the construction of this project was a little over $17 million.
Very good. And it just reopened recently. Because the last couple of times I've been...
So what we did is we prioritized getting it open in October. So we got it open in that 60-month window and had it open by a second holiday season in the city of Fredericksburg.
The idea was not to shut down downtown or the Christmas season.
Absolutely.
So it was open in October?
Yes.
Yeah, it was open in October.
Wow. I don't think I knew.
It was amazing, 16 months.
I know.
I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
They did a fabulous
That used to be
job.
the watchword when I was governor. Under budget and on time.
On
Yep.
time, yeah.
And sometimes we did it, and then sometimes like 64. I swore when I got elected governor we're going to finish 64 in my lifetime. I hope I got a few more years of living because we're still not finished on 64. Feels like Fredericksburg is part of my community as well. I've had a place in King George for now 33 years, and I've seen the city over the years, I think, just dramatically improve. And it's great that the Chatham Bridge construction was done in a way, and thank VDOT. I love on time and under budget, and actually under time and on budget. But the truth is, this came through the traditional funding sources. We got 530 bridges in state of disrepair in the Commonwealth. So I want to at least put a plug in for what a group of us in the Senate started. There were 5 Democrats and 5 Republicans. We'd been talking about infrastructure for 40 years, didn't matter which party was in control, and it always would get punted. And we finally said it's time to sit down and let's work this out. We worked it out. Of course, sausage making in Washington is kind of like sausage making in Richmond. It always takes longer than it should, and our friends in the House took an extra couple of months, but we finally got it done. The President signed it in November, and we're going to see $578 million for bridges. There is $110 billion for roads. There's $47 billion for resiliency. And a community like Fredericksburg that's had flooding issues, there's a whole pot of new resources there. There's transit money, rail money, as our friends from VRE said. There's $7.5 billion for charging stations. Everybody wants to move towards electric vehicles, but if you don't have charging stations, and it shouldn't be fully funded by the government, there's got to be private sector involvement in that as well. But I think charging stations are like the gas stations of the future. But we got to make that infrastructure investment. We got an opportunity. We're going to buy 25,000 school buses in the next 5 years in this country. They're going to be electric, I hope. But I'd love them to be made in America instead of in China. And we've got some of that capacity over in Campbell County, in the Merriman Bus Company. So I just, lots of things we can agree and disagree on in politics, but the infrastructure bill is one where, net positive, I think, for all the communities involved. And we've got this moment in time, when we've coming out of COVID, I just all hope that we take a lot of these one-time dollars, whether it's the ARP money or the infrastructure money, and use it for long-term capital improvements. Because I don't think, Madam Mayor, that you'll ever see Uncle Sam put this much money forward again in a single slug.
So
let's use it well, and think about long-term projects, not just the last time we did something like this after the fiscal crisis in 2008. I think we spent a lot on what was called shovel ready, and that may have helped on a recovery, but sometimes some of those projects weren't the smartest one. So, this kind of long-term commitment to improving the quality of life, I want to salute you, and I had to make sure I got my little photo up with the picture in here. So,
well, we want to thank you for your continued efforts on the bipartisan way to make sure that where the rubber hits the road, your local communities have the resources that they need to do what they need to do for their citizens. And you are always there.
thank you.
And we do appreciate it.
Well, thank you.